What if everything you were taught in your entire life was the exact reason why your people are dying? What if honor, discipline, and respect weren't strength anymore, but weaknesses? This is the story of a man who just didn't fight an enemy but had to fight himself. Jin Sakai. Jin Sakai is not a warrior, he's a samurai. And for a samurai, honor is everything. From a young age, Jin was raised to believe you look at your enemy in the eye, you fight with respect, you never strike in from the shadows. This wasn't just training, this was his identity. His father believed in it, his uncle lived by it, and Jin became it. For him, being a samurai wasn't a choice, it was who he was. Then the Mongols arrive and everything breaks. Because the enemy doesn't follow rules here. They don't care about honor, they don't care about respect, they don't care about your identity. They use deception, they attack without warning, they win. They win because they are willing to do anything that is required. And in one brutal moment, the samurai way fails. Not because it's weak, but because it was never meant for an enemy like this. When the fight ends, Jin survives. But survival comes with a cost, because now he has a choice. Fight the way he was raised and lose everything, or fight differently and lose himself. The first time you perform a stealth kill as Jin Sakai, it doesn't feel powerful like other games, it feels wrong. There is hesitation, there is discomfort, both for the character and us, at least for me, because we know this is not the samurai's way. But you know what? This stealth kill works, and that's the problem. This is where the game does something brilliant. It doesn't just tell you Jin is changing, it makes you change with him. At the beginning, you want to fight honorably, you want to face enemies head on, but slowly the game starts pushing you. To be honest, Jin's girlfriend is the one pushing you, the thief. But still, as a honorable samurai, Jin tries his best to do and avoid the assassin kill. Because, he's trying to do his justification that this is a different game and not a Far Cry or Assassin's Creed ripoff, because Jin clearly hates Ubisoft, but still the game pushes us. More enemies, stronger enemies, unfair situation, and without even realizing it, you adapt. You start using stealth, you start using fear to scare your enemies, you start becoming the ghost. Not because you want to, maybe you want to, you honorless piece of shit. But for most of us, we don't want to go this way. We wanted to see Jin as a samurai, but the world forces us. Jin has no choice. To survive and save the people, he have to make this decision. He have to fight the unhonorable way, just so he can kill the Mongols in the same way they did. And this way of emotional storytelling worked very powerful for me, because we had to make the choices alongside Jin, so we both can work towards getting those people and his uncle saved. Throughout the story, we can see how a character is developed, the total character arc, from a samurai who's very honorable to a person who's willing to do anything just in order to save his people. I strongly believe that you and I would have chose the same path as our friend Jin under same situation, because saving a lot of lives is more important than preserving honor. And this is where the game hits deeper for me. Most games don't do that. In many games, you were called a hero in the story. But in gameplay, you eliminate hundreds and if not thousands of enemies, and no one questions this. No one reacts, there is no consequences, but here in Ghost of Tsushima, every action feels personal. Every stealth kill feels like a step away from who Jin really was. And we feel it as a player, not because the game tells you, but because you understand. And that's rare in video games. Now, look at this from the uncle's perspective. His uncle is not actually wrong. He represents tradition, honor, discipline. To him, the samurai code is not just a method, it's a foundation of their entire society. And when he sees Jin, using fear, striking from the shadows, breaking every rule he was ever taught, he doesn't see a hero. He sees someone who has lost his way, someone who abandoned everything they stood for. And honestly, from his perspective, he is right. But what as a character or even a human being he fails to understand is that Jin is not wrong either. Because he's not fighting for honor anymore. Jin is fighting for people, for survival, for the future. Every time he uses these dishonorable methods, there is a cost. Not physical but emotional, you can feel it in Jin's actions. He doesn't enjoy it. He doesn't accept it easily. he carries it because deep down he knows what he is losing. And slowly, Jin Sakai disappears and the ghost is born. Not a villain, not as a hero, but someone in between. A symbol. To his enemies, he becomes fear. To his people, Jin becomes hope. But to himself, he becomes a question. This is what makes the story of Ghost of Tsushima very powerful. It's not about defeating an enemy, it's about what you're willing to sacrifice to win. Because sometimes doing the right thing means breaking everything you believed was right. Here is a real question. If following the morals mean losing everything, are those morals even worth it? Is it worth holding on to it? And if breaking them saves everyone you care about, was it really wrong? Or was it necessary? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. Until next time, hold on to your horses.